We lock eyes from across the room, and I feel like I'm about to explode. Okay?
Yeah, they're getting a lot of views. I'm really surprised. Yes! Hey, oh man, we had such a great time in Cancun, so we're just
uploading. System downloaded. Self-destruct sequence activated.
I smell a smelly smell that smells smelly.
So hey y'all. Oh, I can see that. And that's the accord. Arnold's here. Oh wait. Hey Clocker! What's up? Come on inside!
Yeah, Casa del Trevorio Clocker.
Oh, well, Trevorio Arnold.
You're flying solo now. We have beer bottles.
Let's do that door over there. God asked me to do this for lives. Oh. Second.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, see? This it looks just like it. The only thing we haven't figured out is speakers.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you know what you need to check out though?
We'll be there very soon.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, I know. Come check this out. The game room.
What?
Yeah, man. You gotta check out this game room. It is fucking stellar.
Holy shit!
I know, eh?
How you doing? Get the fuck out of here. How you doing? Brewster, 1758. Been here since freaking 11 o'clock this morning. Just playing. I didn't oversleep. What a dickhead. Yes, we pulled it off.
I saw that and I'm like,
No, I was trying to be cool.
that's a little sus.
Yeah, well. I can cut.
Went back, man.
Alright, see if you can do it. That's done. Heaven's sake, fly.
Oh, hi. Is this the ship show's complaint department? Okay, I got a complaint about battle nips. When you play battle nips, you only have 2 nips, but us cats have 8 nips. And at the end of the show, we're just sitting there with 6 nicks hanging out, blowing in the wind. It's not fair. We want to play too. What? Well, if I had a middle finger, I'd do that to you too. Who is this? Oh, they hung up. Sounded like Liz. Anyway, it's another show at the ship show. We'll see what happens. Bagok!
Hello. Oh boy.
Welcome to the ship show, mother cluckers.
Hey now, shipheads! My buddies, students, and crew don't want to thank you for your support. And you're just a bunch of mother cluckers, and we love you. Do me a favor and try Doodle's Dong Butter. You won't regret it. Back! Hey now, shiphead!
Super awesome comment!
I don't know how that comment was, but nobody commented. I don't know if there's static either. Hopefully there's not. We don't have Larry, though. Where did Larry go? Larry the bum. Show on the stream. There you go. There he is. I don't know if we have static. But hopefully all is well. Thank you, Tess Salmon.
Clear. You sound good. You sound loud and clear. You sound really good.
Somebody said that I had static going on, so I decided to, bring it down a little bit. I decided to lower my levels just a bit. So, looks and sounds good, says Jamie from Sharon at Sea. Cool. John is
Welcome,
clipping.
Jamie.
Yeah, I feel like I am clipping.
How do you feel? That's what I want to know.
I feel better.
100%?
No, I haven't been
You still
able to...
got a little, you got a little something going on in your voice. I got to tell you.
Well, I don't know. I'm still, like, my allergies are getting to me right now, but I haven't been able to taste or smell for a month.
You still can't taste.
No, and I can't smell. And you know what? The thing about it is, I've been known all my life as Toucan Sam. Like, I can smell somebody's fart that they're going to fart tomorrow.
That's why you have a really good palate also.
Right. But today, not today, over the weekend, Kelly came down in the basement and she's like, "What's that smell? It smells like pee." And Luna had peed on her blanket in her kennel. I couldn't even smell it. And I'm like, oh my God. So then I put on some clothes on Sunday. We were going somewhere. I said, hold on, smell this. Does it smell like mildew? Because I feel like it was in the washer for too long before I dried it. And she goes, oh my gosh, yes, it smells. I can't smell. It's a part of my life. It's a major thing for me to be able to smell. The taste, that's why I've been buying cheap bourbon, because what's the point? This was 30
Just tap
bucks.
into that Malort. Just have Malort on the rocks.
I ship you not. I last night drank Malort bourbon because I'm like, I won't know the difference. And I watched the Poop Cruise documentary.
Oh, I watched that too.
You know what?
Oh,
I
I
will
watched
prove
that
it.
too.
You know what, Pepito? I'll prove it right now. That's a great test to see. Because you know how I am with Malort, Larry. I can't handle it.
You did it 2 weeks ago.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Yeah, you did.
And it didn't bother me, did it?
No.
Well, I'll do it again.
You didn't even flinch.
I'll do it again. Hold on. Let me just...
All right. We're in a holding pattern.
I'm going to let the dogs out while I do this, too.
Okay. All right. All right. So I need to know out there who has seen Trainwreck Poop Cruise? Who has watched the show? First of all, it's only 55 minutes long. It's on Netflix, only 55 minutes long. They do not delve into it as much as I thought they would. Like they did not talk about
good girl,
the shortage of food and all that stuff. But who watched it? Because on our upcoming, we're on the Sunrise. I'm on the Sunrise in a little over 2 weeks, which was the Triumph. And in 2007, I cruised the Carnival Triumph. But
are we talking about the?
Show.
Are we talking about the Poopy Doopy cruise?
Yeah. Okay. I have one thing from that show that stood out. But
lasagna.
Yes.
That was the first thing that stood out to me too. Was the lasagna? That chef was that chef is the star of that show. He should get his own reality show.
He was beyond great. They should have done more with him. He was phenomenal. He was hilarious. And when so I'm not really ruining the show, but I'm going to tell the story.
Well, real quick, Wendy Johnstone said they could have made that 2 hours easily. I agree 100%. They dropped the ball on that.
And talked to way more people and way more workers. So
and then you know what else stood out, Larry, was the Russian girl who's like, "We're all banging. We are all banging." And she's like, as a matter of fact, she was.
The alarm went off. I wasn't in my room.
Yeah, one of the crew members was giving her the old 1-2, if you know what I'm saying, when all that went down.
So the cruise director was amazing, and so they had a big meeting because they learned they don't have power for anything, and the toilets aren't going to work. So the consensus was, she said, I came up with the idea, just tell everybody to pee in the shower, right? And
the fire started in her pants, says Tess Almond.
What are we going to do with number 2? So they handed out these red biohazard bags, and you were supposed to go in those bags, zip them up, whatever, and then there was a drop area. Well, people didn't want to do that. So this chef, who was hilarious, he was like, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. So first they think it's just going to be 1 extra day. Then they finally realize it's going to be like 3 to 4 extra days. And he's like, I've got to go. I've got to go. And there was a rumor that some toilets were working.
Yes.
So I searched through the public ones. I went in the first public one. That was not working. Went to the next one. That was not working. And he said, what was happening is people would go. The next person in would cover it up with toilet paper. Then they'd go. The next person would cover it with toilet paper. Then they'd go. And the next one covered with toilet paper. Then they'd go. And he said, I felt like I was looking at lasagna.
Did you notice at the end of the video, they showed a clip? They showed a clip of a guy. Here, I took a picture. Look at this. At the very end of the video, it showed this. I don't know if you can see that. Oh, it doesn't want to focus, but it says, Ari has never looked at lasagna the same way again.
I did. Yeah. I saw that.
But I mean, there was, and then he was also describing where at one point, and he started laughing. You could tell that he wasn't like the biggest fan. Listen, the crew that they interviewed, you could tell that the guests weren't their favorites in a way. But the crew did a fantastic job by the guests, forever. But he goes, at one point, somebody, the people, they were giving away free drinks and people got rowdy and someone tried to chuck a biohazard bag over the side of the ship and the wind caught it and it came back and hit somebody else. It was crazy. You got to watch it. I don't care. I'm a cruiser, so, I mean, stuff happens. And quite frankly, I would have made the best of that situation. The smell would have definitely got to me.
You saw both people just stayed outside. They just stayed in the open decks. They drug their mattresses. They would take sheets and they'd put it up over like a canopy. But they parked out in the open decks.
And they created a separate society. Like people were like blocking off their sections like they do with the pool chairs. Like you're like, get out, this is my people.
Fights. Yes.
But let's not spoil any more of it. VentureCast says, I always poop in a bag. Have I been doing it wrong? I
didn't see what the great big deal was.
All right, first of all, well, I mean, poo on the floor, that's a big deal. Let's just
on the floor, but in a bag, it's like you got to do what you got to do. It's like, I don't know what to say.
Well, the cruise director even said that she thought her idea was brilliant. I mean, what else were you supposed to do? Poop over the side? You saw what happened.
She talked about that, have men just pee over the side. But I'm like, it's all going to go, it's going to blow back in unless you have that on the lower deck. But these people were put into a situation that they never thought they'd be in or and never trained on what to do. And I thought they were like phenomenal. It is definitely worth watching. I thought it was going to be like a 2.5 hour. I thought it might even be multiple episodes. They could have really done more with what they did. I remember covering it though. I remember following it when it happened.
I wasn't cruising then, so I don't.
I was, and I had already been on the Triumph. I had already been on the Triumph, so I was familiar with the ship. So I cruise on it now. So I brought this up before. The marketing department, very smart. So they had to come in. They had to totally revamp that ship. They had to totally gut it, redo everything. And then they relaunched it to Carnival Sunrise. And that's what it's been ever since. They got rid of the Triumph for the negative thoughts about it. But I go on that in just a little over 2 weeks. So in our group, our Sharing at Sea, How We Cruise group thing on Facebook, I posted a picture of lasagna and I said, anybody going to be eating this on our cruise? One person put, no, I can make that at home. And I like to eat things that I don't like to make at home. And all these comments, and I'm like, obviously you guys haven't seen the show.
Para DJ has footage in that documentary. Well, I believe that. Oh, hey, by the way, our good friend is here, Larry, and I feel like I don't get to play this enough. So as an homage, I would like to play this very quickly.
Go ahead.
Hey yo, Coop, my name is Kevin Counts, coming at you live and direct to announce that for Bug October this year, the California boy, he decided to bounce. Bro, it ain't my fault, it's too hard to pronounce. I'll do it next year, like a cat, I will pounce. I'll put my cockles in it, gotta give it every ounce of my Bud Got. I'll rock, Bud Got your socks. Rouge your mother clucker, you can go kick rocks. I never cluck and do what you want me to do. I dance around like a chicken dude. I dance around like a chicken dude. And all your mother cluckers should be dancing too. On the cool cruise piece, that's what I'm gonna do. Like a ship, I be making waves, what you gonna do? If you see me on the Lido, I'll be rocking with you. But if you can't find me, I'll be hanging out with the crew. When I dance around like a chicken dude. Yeah, but got mother clucker ship show in the house. Super awesome comment.
I gotta turn this super awesome comment off. I do believe Christine Duffy watched it.
Of course.
But you know, somebody made the comment like you should have get those red bags and give away gifts in them. But the girls that were on the bachelorette party, that's what they did at the wedding. They actually used biohazard bags.
Clever.
That's hilarious.
she grabbed those from the ship and used those to give away to her wedding party. I thought that was clever.
It's freaking brilliant. Listen, that video was in honor of our good friend Kevin Counts. Honestly, it's one of my favorite things I've ever done creatively was that video. There was the video itself I edited, but the audio, I wrote the lyrics and let AI rap to it. It's one of my favorite videos. I dance around like a chicken do. I don't know why that appeals to me. I think it's because Kevin appeals to me. Kevin is as OG as they come in the coop, and I made that for Bogoctober because I didn't get a Bogoctober video. But first of all, let me handle some business here. Here's the Malort. I poured it. I promised it's Malort. I poured it. I poured it. I poured the Malort in there. As a matter of fact, I'll top it off just a little bit more just to make sure. And I mind you, I can't stand this stuff. I will throw up if I taste it for real. So if I run,
I don't think it's that bad.
If I run, yeah, but I do.
I don't.
My Sharina says don't do it. But
I don't
here's
like
the thing.
it, but
Larry, you have a stronger. I'm very sensitive, so I'm affected differently than a manly man like you. Okay, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it now, and then I'm gonna chase it with something that I just found today at the liquor store. Poop cruise experience wasn't far off from the Navy life, in my honest opinion, says VentureCast. I spent 6 months on a naval ship, and there was no poo. There were smells and probably lots of toxic fumes that we inhaled on the USS Peleliu, but there wasn't poo. Okay, there wasn't. All right, here we go. Down the hatch.
Give it a good sniff first.
No, I can tell that it's Malort. I can tell that it's Malort. Like the aftertaste, and the feeling on the tongue. But you know me, Larry. I start instantly dry heaving. The instant it touches my lips, or the second I smell it. So it's not. I sure hope it comes back. I really do. It's a very big part of my life. I
heard people go 6 months. 6 months.
Yeah, I read all about it.
Yeah.
But I sent my I sent my house with special smells and fragrances because I like, when it smells like a hotel in my house. Arnold can vouch. Larry, you can vouch for that. You've been here.
Yes.
Anybody who's been here, when they go home, their clothes smell like my house. When you walk in my cabin on a cruise, after 2 days, the cabin smells like my house because, whatever. But I'm washing it down with this. Look what I found today, Larry. The perfect golf drink. You know what a transfusion is, right?
Yes.
Well, look at this. It's a Welch's grape juice transfusion made with vodka, ginger ale, and real Welch's juice. So I got my own transfusion for Golf League tomorrow. Are you texting Trevor?
No. I'm in the chat. It's easier for me to do it from my phone than my iPad.
Tess Alman says, I smelled you in the airport after one of our cruises, but you had already left the terminal.
I've had people say that about me too.
Well, they've smelled you in the atrium is where they've smelled you. That's where they've smelled you, Larry. Okay, but Larry, we're here to talk about something very important.
All right.
We're here to talk about the ship show. It's brand new. We've just implemented it this afternoon. The Ship Show Loyalty Program. And basically, we're here to tell you how it's changed and how it's better for you. And basically, it comes down to this. For those of you who have been loyal to the Ship Show for the many, many years that we've been content creators on YouTube, we've decided it's time for us to upgrade your loyalty experience. Because before now, there wasn't one. And now, there still isn't one. We reward nothing here at the Ship Show. The only thing is, we'll play a video for you when you send a super chat. So bring all the super... I'm kidding. Don't do that. What I'm saying is, this is all just a thing. I don't know if you saw the thumbnail. We didn't get a chance because of all the stuff going on. Not only was I sick, but last week I was golfing and I got caught up.
I had tryouts.
Larry had tryouts, and I got caught up in a big competition, a skins game that I was playing in. It ran a little long, and I didn't want to go live by myself. So what I'm trying to say is we haven't gotten a chance to talk about Carnival's thing. Now, I'll be honest with you, I haven't done a deep dive into things, but I know that people have got their collective undergarments in a wad about Carnival's loyalty program. Here's what I think. Loyalty to the Ship Show guarantees that you and Larry will disappear at least once, the sound will go weird, and John will start pushing buttons. Yes, Lindy Lou is loyal to the Ship Show, and let me just say, Lindy Lou! I hope things are getting a little better with you. I know it's been a roller coaster up and down. My thoughts and prayers still go out to Lindy Lou, and
Yes,
I have a
mine
very
too.
difficult
Mine
time
too.
processing the whole thing, which reminds me, I know there's going to be a certain individual asking about the 2026 Coop Cruise. Progress was made on Saturday evening with Kelly, and I think we will be ready to make an announcement tomorrow. If you can go, you can go. But here's the thing. This is what I learned from Sharon on their live stream a few weeks back about... Nah, I'll hold that. I'll save it for the post. That way you are all very clear. For those of you who didn't watch the live stream, there's some extenuating things about a certain cruise line and deposits that needs to be made very clear up front and off the rip for those of you wishing to attend. Because this group cruise, I can tell you, is going to have two legs to it. It's going to be a side-by-side group cruise. There are going to be two cruises. You can go on one, you can go on the other, or you can go on both. More to follow. If you want to attend, attend. If you can't, totally understand. We will make a post that outlines everything before next Wednesday. That's the best I can do. Loyalty, Pal Cetera has reportedly already been awarded 100,000 stars through his partnership with Carnival. Well, yeah, VentureCast, because when he goes live, does he still go live? Someone in the comments let me know. Does he still go live? He's actually sponsored by Carnival, VentureCast. And every time somebody gives him $20 and they get a free Pal Cetera Monopoly game or Pal Cetera t-shirt, 72% of the proceeds actually go to John Heald. So you can guarantee that Pal Cetera is getting titanium status on Carnival. Forevermore. But anyway, I digress. Larry, this is good.
The bourbon or the Malort aftertaste?
The transfusion. It's good.
Okay, I believe you.
Speaking of Lake Placid, Trevor, there's another update. It sounds like my boat may be ready to go on the lake starting next week. The douche canoe. They've got the outdrive off. They are making the repairs to the bellows, and we'll take it out 2 times. I'll rip the bellows again, and it'll be back in the shop next year. That's how it's going to work. I bought the worst boat in the history of boatdom. My boat. I bought the only year that Penta, Volvo engine decided to use a composite outdrive, and they used U-joints that were too big for the bellows that surround them to keep the water out of my outdrive. We hired a boat inspector to come inspect the boat. That boat inspector should have known, because 7 years prior, it was established that that boat was a problem and that outdrive was a problem. So much so that Penta was forced to offer anyone who owned that year of boat 50% off a new metal outdrive, not composite. My boat inspector that we hired based on rave reviews had to have been in cahoots with the seller of that boat, because everything I've learned since then, any boat inspector at that time should have known that I should have asked for $10,000 off the price of the boat to help cover the cost for the outdrive. But we didn't know any better. We moved into a neighborhood that had a boat dock. We said, we want a boat. We found a Regal boat. I talked to my dad, who really knows a lot about boats, and all my friends, and they said Regal boats are really good. So I bought a 26-foot Regal. But I bought the 1 year that Regal decided to use the Penta composite engine. It cost $5,000 to fix the outdrive anytime the bellows are compromised. Care to guess how many times my bellows have been compromised, Larry?
Oh, too many. Too many.
I'll tell you this much.
You and your bellows.
A third of the price of the boat is what we've paid in repairs to fix these bellows. And I even paid extra last time to have them put extra large bellows on, because the bellows are the rubber thing that goes around the U-joints that keeps the water out of the outdrive. It doesn't work. Anytime you turn the wheel more than a slight turn, those bellows could, the bolts on the U-bolts on the bellows could catch it. Now, 2 times it was the U-bolts that did it. Another time, Larry, it was a muskrat that chewed through my bellows. But last year, we had a great year with my boat. I was zipping and ripping with it. We were on the big lake, riding all over, having a great time. And on our last trip, we were coming back down the Grand River in Grand Rapids, and there was like a big windstorm or a water surge that caused a bunch of sand in the Grand River to pile up. And everybody that was coming back from where we were coming on the Grand River was a victim of it, but not to the extent that I was. I'm following my neighbor in his boat. And I see his boat like jump, like the back of his boat jump up, and I slow down. But it was too late. Hit a sandbar, ripped the bellows. I'm not
this
a boater.
This neighbor you're talking about, is it the FBI guy?
No, the FBI guy has people park in my yard. And let me tell you something. This man had a graduation party for his daughter a couple weeks ago. After he had seen me slaving in the yard for 3 weeks, getting everything leveled out and seated, he had a party. Let people park in my freaking front yard that I've worked on so much. They completely turfed it, right? And I sent him a text message. And I said, look, I'm not happy about this. You've seen me slaving out here. Arnold's leaving. He obviously has to, or either that or Mr. Z. Oh, no, Arnold's here. I thought Mr. Z was saying goodbye. He knew I had been slaving out there. He even discussed it. He's like, man, you're constantly out here working. I'm like, yeah, it's my yard. I like it. It's important to me. This isn't a grass update. Calm down, Tess. Although it kind of is. I had to go out there on Sunday and repair the damage that they did to my front yard. And I put down about a yard of dirt to fill in all of the ruts that they created. But I didn't know that he was in the midst of like some sort of tile project that he was doing in his house. So the whole time I'm out there repairing the damage that they did to my yard, and I sent him a text. York was mad, Larry. So he sent...
Remind us what York replied.
He said, I like big ruts and I cannot lie. Did I already discuss this? It's been a while. Yeah.
That may be the comment of the year.
Well, so this guy, his response to me when I told him I didn't like him having people park in my yard, mostly because when there was a tree leaning against another tree, he tried to charge another company to come out and fix it and send me the bill because it's my property. But when he has a freaking party, it's common area. Just park in my yard. Anyway, I went out there to fix that stuff, and he was in the midst of a big project, cutting tile. So the whole time I'm out there like wheelbarrowing 6-7 loads of dirt out there to fill the freaking ruts they created. And trust me, Larry, my grass had come in good. It was beautiful. I sent you guys pictures. You saw it in the chat.
That was good.
But I had to fix it because it was all like a bumpy, lumpy. And the whole time I'm out there working on it, he's out there cutting tile and stuff. So then I'm just like getting all animated, like, you know, I was exaggerating. Oh, there's another one. And at one point I looked over, I said, no one will ever park in my yard again. And he never acknowledged it, never said it.
He had his earbuds on.
The only thing he ever said to me when I sent that text was, sorry, man. Okay, sorry, man.
That was from the heart.
And then I go to York's house the other night, and York's like, well, I didn't want any part of that conversation. I wanted out of it. That's why I said that I like big ruts and I cannot lie. I'm like, you're on Team Clayco, not Team whatever. And York wasn't upset because they parked in his yard. Do you know why? Because they didn't.
His yard's not up to snuff.
No, his yard's just fine. They did not cluck up his yard. But the people that parked in my yard, they parked so close together that When it was time to leave, they said, oh, we're going to back up and we're going to turn our wheels. And then we're going to back up a little bit more and pull forward and do a 17-point turn to get out of here so we don't hit the person in front of us. But they broke a freaking sprinkler head. This I did not know. And so when I saw that on Sunday, I really got animated. And I picked up the sprinkler head and I threw it across the lawn. The dude still never it said one time to me, hey man, can I cover that cost? No, I guess it's a common area. So next time there's a freaking tree that you think is a safety hazard in the wetlands that are part of our neighborhood, don't you dare, Mr. Brown, send me a text message telling me that I'm going to get a bill. Apparently, my front yard is a common area. So from now on, the homeowners association will take care of any issue that has to do with trees in my front yard. That's what I'm going to say.
All right.
Defund the HOA. Now, let's do some golf talk, Larry.
Wait, we're going right to golf? We're not going to the Carnival Rewards program?
We'll get there.
All right.
How about
Yeah.
Strom? Freaking, is that his name, Strom? He won the event this weekend.
Oh, it was Keegan Bradley.
No, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. You're right. The weekend before, the major. The U.S. Open.
Oh, yeah, JJ Spawn. Yeah.
Yeah, Spawn freaking got his butt handed to him by McIlroy at the Players, right? In a playoff. And then came back and won. That was awesome. Keegan Bradley winning this weekend, fantastic.
What? I mean, this is not unrealistic. He could qualify for the Ryder Cup, and he's the captain.
And he's playing coy.
What will
about
he
it.
do? What will he do?
Listen, if I was him, I would tell Jordan Spieth, and I would tell, what's the kid, Ricky Fowler, and Dustin Thomas, or Dustin Johnson, Dustin Thomas. I tell him, hey, guys, go ahead and book your vacations now, because I'm playing and y'all aren't coming. Because
he could qualify. He could qualify.
But he got the big green weenie at the last Ryder Cup because they wanted to play with the good old boys. If you think that's lost on him, and okay, Dustin Thomas, he's probably a good call for the Ryder Cup. Ricky Fowler and some of these other guys, y'all got to go. I want to see Keegan Bradley play, but he's going to be coy.
He's in ninth place. He's in ninth.
Has anybody ever captained and played before?
I'm going to say yes, and I'm going to say it's like Jack Nicklaus or Arnold Palmer or Sam Snead, something like that, back in the day when the U.S. won every single year. Because back then, they only played against United Kingdom.
Yeah, well, I do.
They did not play against Europe. They beat them so bad and so many times that they had to open it up to all of Europe.
I do feel bad for Fleetwood because that was just.
But he choked. He choked.
Yeah,
he totally choked.
It was a bad run. But that shot that Bradley made on 18, I mean, you just knew. The instant anyway, I didn't want to get into all that. I just wanted to tell you, I really brought up the golf to tell you that although my handicap has not improved recently, I actually had my lowest score of the year, but my handicap went up because the way the handicap system works and one of my low scores fell off. But I have had a major aha. My dad, Big Al, says Davis Love did it. in the Ryder Cup. Played and captain. I don't know if
I
that's
don't think
true.
so. I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Oh, Garrett's here. But Larry, I've had a major aha moment. And you've got to get your butt down here. Get over here. We have got
Up
to
there.
golf.
Up there.
Okay, wherever. I keep thinking you're south of us, but you
I
need to,
am. I'm south
or,
of you.
No, you're just I meant you're west of us. Due west.
But really south. Way more south.
Maybe
Southwest.
an hour and a half south.
Southwest.
Get over here. Larry, bring your butt. We need to golf. Or I'll come there. I'll come there.
I played the other day, and I hate to say this, but I couldn't make a putt. My ball striking was great. I haven't. The weather is not conducive to playing a lot in St. Louis, but my ball striking was great. I missed 5 birdie putts inside of 5 feet. 5.
Oh shoot!
Inside of 5 feet.
Oh,
Shot 74.
Last week at Golf League, I had 2 eagle putts within 10 feet. One of them was a bogey, Larry.
Oh, that's a killer.
I was on in 2 on a par 5, but the green was jacked up and I over putted. It rolled all the way down the hill. Anyway, but
so is it like super hot up there?
Yeah, but that doesn't stop me.
I know, but I'm just telling you this. I mean, it is. So tomorrow we tee off about 9 o'clock. And so it won't be that bad. It'll get really hot right when we're finishing. But these people that go out at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I mean, for the last 5-6 days here, our heat index has been around 109, 110 with the humidity. It's horrible.
It's been 101 here. But General Cruz says dogs are barking. Your neighbor's at the door. He's been watching the show. No, he's not watching the show, but he's very aware of how I feel about it. And quite frankly, like I said before, his guests could have parked in my 300-foot driveway. And I'm gonna have to figure out a way to explain that to him. The next time you have a party, let me know ahead of time. We'll pull our cars into York's driveway, and the people, your guests, can park in my driveway to
That's
avoid
very nice of you.
Parking in my. It's a 300-foot driveway, for crying out loud. Now, what I'm really concerned about is in about 5 weeks, they're going to completely redo the roads in our neighborhood. The asphalt, like they're scraping it down and then putting new in. And people are going to be driving golf carts to get people to and fro to their houses while the project's going on. I got to make sure I put up cones and everything else. You ain't driving in my yard. York likes big ruts, and he cannot lie. So go on York's side of the street.
Oh, funny.
You will go.
We had a comment out there suggesting a golf meetup, and guess who said it, and guess where he's saying to do it at? Take a wild guess.
Jock Itch.
No, I wish it was him. Arnold. He's like, come here. It's in the middle.
No, we've already discussed this. We're gonna do it at the Pete Dye course.
So yes,
French Lick.
Yes, French Lick. And you know who is from French Lick, right?
Larry Bird.
Larry Bird. Larry Bird. Yes. So let's move on to this carnival talk. It has got me
there.
like so confused. I am like, I don't know how so many people are so upset.
But we didn't get Larry. You need to come. Yeah. You need to come up here.
All right. I have. Let's see. I got a cruise coming up. After that, I got some weeks off. So
because there's
squeeze her in.
There is a person. You just need to come. We need to go.
Squeeze her in.
I feel like you could give me a good lesson too.
I gotta get some golfing. I haven't been golfing enough.
Big Al
Been going
says,
on
I
too
feel
long.
your pain. I was out tonight. I had a 3-hour range session.
It hurts my back.
But
My back can't take that.
I wasn't hitting balls the whole, like I was putting for a very long time.
That's what hurts my back more.
Yeah, I know putting does.
Bent over.
hurt my
Yeah.
back. Yeah, but I've had an aha moment in the last week with rotation and hitting the ball and creating lag that has been finally translating to the course. The problem is, like, if I'm on a fairway and I'm 140 yards in, I'm good to go. But the problem is, my driver gets me in the sticking daggum trees, and I got to take some weird farty shot out of the woods. You just wait, Larry. It's coming. York keeps telling me and I didn't tell you this. So we have a Ryder Cup style golf tournament every year. York's been doing it for like 20 years, but Jay Bunta and I got invited last year for the first time, and now, we're in it this year. York is a captain for the Ryder Cup style tournament that we're playing this year. And York, we had the draft last Thursday, or maybe 2 Thursdays ago, and York sent a text to us. He's like, hey man, listen, all bets are off. Don't be upset if I don't pick you because we're friends, whatever. York's been keeping a tracker for like 15 years in Microsoft Excel, tracking everyone's point differentials and points scored against certain handicaps. He was prepared to draft. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What is a weird farty shot? Well, Kevin, I caught myself about to use the F word, so I stopped. But York sent us a text saying, don't be upset if I don't, draft you. Because he has stats. He's picking the people that get the points, And the person he was drafting against was drafting based on talent, who historically don't score a lot of points because they have to give up so many strokes because of handicap. So we're going to kick their ace. York did draft me. I was the second to last pick, and Bunta was after me. He wasn't happy about that.
I could just see his face. So you're all in the same squad.
We are.
Do you come up with a team name?
Yes.
I say it should be called the Big Ruts.
I can't say the name yet.
I'm going with the Big Ruts.
It might be Ice Holes. It might be Ice Holes. But it also might be Ice Baby. We try to keep it. I don't know what the team name is. York's in charge of that. So that's all I know. Yes, York is using analytics. All right, enough of all that. Let's talk about this carnival situation. And feel free in the comments. I'll try to read them as much as I can.
Yes, because I really want to hear people's opinions on this.
And what know
I'm
about
going to give you mine. I'm going to give you mine, which doesn't mean it's right. It's just my opinion. But the first question I have is, John, do you know what your level on Carnival is?
Yeah, it's the second one.
You're blue?
Hold on.
It was red, isn't it red, then blue?
Let me see. I can tell you. I don't know what it gets me.
First time cruises are red, and then you immediately go to blue. Is that correct?
So my second
And then
time.
blue, you go to gold.
Yeah, my second time on Horizon was my last Carnival cruise, and I was blue.
Okay. What do you get for being blue?
I get a faster to the fun sticker.
I don't think you do. I think you have to buy that. You have to buy the faster.
Oh, I don't know what I get.
Okay, all right. So what do you think when you become gold? What will you get that you don't currently get?
An extra bottle of water.
Okay, well, number one, and I swear this is what people are upset about. You get a different colored card, right?
Right.
So when you go from blue, it's blue. When you go to gold, it's gold. On Royal, they've done away with that. Everybody gets the same color card unless you're Pinnacle, which is 700 points, or in a suite. Everybody else gets the same colored card. So on Carnival, you do still get the color of the status that you are. Okay? So on the Coupe Cruise, I became platinum. And I don't cruise because of the perks and that, but I read it over, and it's like, okay, I get to check in. Like tonight, I get to check in at midnight for my sunrise cruise, 24 hours before other people. I'm looking over the benefits, and it's like I get still one bottle of water, one drink for the week, one free drink for the week, a sack of laundry, let's say priority tendering, but what if you're on a cruise that doesn't tender? Right? So I'm looking at it, and it's like,
but do you get a rub down? I think you get a free rub down.
Their reward program stinks.
Yeah,
it's
but
terrible.
you get finger foods.
Oh, well, hold on. Now let's go back. No, this is Royal.
But you're right. But I did want to mention what you said, Larry, is true. If you look closely at this, one of these cards is gold and the other one's emerald. And
they're all the same color.
They're the same. Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody gets the same colored card. So,
and by the way, I'm only 5 days away from Diamond.
Okay, so let me just throw this out to all the Carnival people out there. And Jamie, he is now.
Is Jamie still here?
This. I hope so. On Royal, when you become Diamond, that's 80 points.
Yes!
You get.
Hey, hi, you guys.
Nautical Nurse Nancy's here.
Hey, Nancy. You get $200 off a balcony room.
That's
$200 off a balcony. So many times I get a balcony even if I don't really care because it's the same as an inside room. $200 off a balcony, 4 free drinks at any bar at any time per day. I think you get 2 bottles of water or 2 sodas. You get to choose from the free beverages.
But if you have the drink package, I mean, the bottles of water is mute.
Let me get to that. So you get the priority stuff and all that. But again, Royal is making it to get on the ship. It doesn't matter. There's no special lines because they're not needed. You're on the ship in less than 10 minutes. So then I became Diamond Plus. So Diamond Plus, your balcony discount bumps up to $225. You get 5 free drinks a day, sack of laundry. Oh, of course, and 1 free 8x10 photo.
Can we call it a bag of laundry?
All right, bag of laundry, 8x10 photo. You get buy one, get one free specialty dining for one night. You get a free shake at Johnny Rockets. I mean, there's a lot of little things that are kind of thrown in there that are not the biggest of deal. Yeah, but it's like the 5. So here's my next point. So I kept saying Melissa wasn't a Diamond yet. So it's like if I got her to Diamond and we got 9 free drinks a day, I don't necessarily know if I would have to get the drink package. And here's the other thing. when you order a drink, if you order a beer, you could say, don't put this towards my allotment. You can wait. So if you get a martini or a bourbon or something more expensive, you could say, use my free drink on this.
Yeah.
So it's not the first 5 you get. You can say when you want them.
Okay.
But here's what they started to do. They and I've said this all along. They discount the drink package for Diamond and Diamond Plus people. And the reason I can tell you it's a fact, on Romania, Jamie's drink package was more than mine. They are finally realized, hey, we're giving these people 5 free drinks a day. They shouldn't pay the same as somebody that gets no free drinks a day. So it's substantial, is the way I put it. There's some teeth to their loyalty program. I keep looking at Carnival and I'm like, am I missing something? Okay, so they do that the big soiree the night before.
Well, don't
Royal
forget
one
the
of those
fanny
too.
packs or the
I got a
water bottles that you get.
I think on Coop Cruise, my gift was one of the little things you can pack your crap in and keep it organized.
Everybody's saying,
cubes,
Larry,
the packing cubes. I got 1 free packing cube. I donated to our gifts that we gave away.
Larry, everyone's saying with 9 free drinks, you would still need the drink package. Trevor being one of them, remembering the 44 drink day that there was.
Wait a minute. I didn't say always. It's more of like if it was just Melissa and I was there to behave myself.
Okay.
So that's why I always have still bought the drink package.
But here's a good point.
Now they discount it.
Here's a good point. Kevin Brubaker, Carnival's, he says, Carnival has great casino deals.
But that's got nothing to do with the loyalty program.
Right,
That's
no,
got
but
nothing
what he
to do
says
with it.
is that's the only way to go. So there's the conundrum, right? So with Carnival, you pretty much have to, and if I had to guess, before this all goes into effect, it's going to be revamped again. But for people who are concerned about status, right, the casino deals are there for them and they can still go. And maybe there aren't the advantages that everyone's used to, whatever, but status is status and people hold that near and dear to their hearts.
They like
Let's
those
just be
different
honest.
colored cards.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that's really a lot that it comes down to.
Dennis Kuhn says Larry has 9 drinks before brunch. But my point is this. Regardless of the color of the card, Carnival has done what I freaking hate lately, and it's this phrase. Carnival has said the quiet part out loud. The dumbest phrase in the history of phrasedom. The quiet part out loud. Carnival has basically said that we don't care about your loyalty. What we care about is your money. And if you want to maintain a status loyalty-wise, it comes from money. It doesn't come from the money that you spent cruising with them on the numerous days on board that you were achieving to get to receive that status. Now it's like, nah, we just want the money. You spend your money here, get the credit card. You can get extra points with the credit card. That is the most sellout thing I've ever seen. Listen, I get it. There's profit in credit cards, all that, and whatever. But Carnival has, and it's not just Carnival. The cruise industry on the mid-level cruises like Carnival, Royal, Norwegian, there's been a trend. I've noticed it, and I haven't been shy to say it. Since COVID, they learned they can give you less while you spend more. There's been major downgrades in staffing. There's been major downgrades, especially on Carnival, in the food quality. The cruise experience in 2025, as opposed on Carnival, as opposed to the cruise experience in 2017, if you're being honest with yourself, aside from the crappy food that they've always had for the most part, that's just my opinion, has declined in a major way. And it's kind of a slap in the face that they are calling it an upgrade to their loyalty program when they've done nothing but downgrade. Yeah. They've gotten newer ships, but they're charging you more.
But John, this is my question. So again, I'm platinum on Carnival. I went over what I get basically.
On service on my boat.
One free drink. I get to check in a day, or I get to do my check-in online a day early. I get the sack of laundry, bottle of water.
Carnival.
How is that costing them so much? Where she says we have too many platinum and diamond, and it's costing too much. How those free benefits I get? How is that costing you anything? One bottle of water and one free drink? Because I've done laundry one time in 50 cruises on a ship.
Jeffrey Rusnak, hold on a second. Jeffrey Rusnak has this. Oh, I thought I was going to play it. He has a super awesome comment. He says, status equals ego. I'm not saying that's true with everyone, but
a lot of people it is.
There used to be advantages to a status and to work your way to that status only to have the rug pulled out from under you with, no, now it's not about the number of days. I get it. They're talking about 3 years for the diamond people, blah, 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 blah. Listen, I don't understand the economics of the growing status program, but if the whatever money they're losing trying to keep up with the additional members of the higher tiers in their status has to do with the freaking fanny packs that they're giving out, then, I mean, don't tell me you can't raise the price of the cruise for every person booking by $7 to cover that cost. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
Okay,
you're trying to increase your profits, and you're doing it at the cost, quite frankly, of the people at lower tiers.
So my first Carnival cruise was the Carnival Destiny, which I believe is now the Sunshine, October the 8th, 1999. So it took me 25 years to become platinum, and they're throwing that all in the past and basically saying, if you don't spend this much, you could go back to red. I mean, I look at it, I could care less.
I didn't even know the color of the cards was a thing, honest to God, Larry, until you brought it up.
Royal used to do it too. Royal used to have different colored cards. And I will say this, it was more of a benefit for the staff than it was for the customer. Because when I would go to a bar and I would pull out my card, they would say, oh, thank you for being Diamond Plus. Thank you for boarding. They would make a little bit of a thing about it. Thanks for being loyal to Royal. Just like I learned a long time ago when I used to travel all the time with work and I'd get a rental car. Back in the day before you could go right to the car, like the screen would come up, or Holiday Inn, a screen would come up with all these stars on it because I did so much business with them. So it was an easy way for the staff to kind of call out, make you out to be a big deal. Now, some people really like it. To me, I'm not saying I didn't like it, but it's not a big deal. But again, I just look at what I get with Royal, what I get for Carnival, and there's I had a talk with Larry Thomas about this.
Super awesome.
And he was like, you get all that with Royal. I'm like, yes. Now, unfortunately, from Diamond Plus to Platinum, it's like, I'll never get there. Never. I would have to like live on a cruise ship, but I just don't know all the fuss that people are making about this Carnival thing. So it's like, if you do spend a lot, you should get more. It should be a great thing for you.
No, I get that, but if your status was earned based on I know that setup of days cruised, that should never, ever be in jeopardy. You know what I'm saying? Like
add more levels, and if you're spending too much, here's the other thing. This is the ironic part. So it was either yesterday or the day before, Carnival killed their earnings, their stock.
Right.
These cruise companies. So if you'd have bought Carnival after the pandemic, I'm going to say it hit a low of 6, and it's been up to 27. If you bought Royal Caribbean, you could have gotten it at 35. Today, it hit 285.
Yeah, that was
285. These cruise companies are making tons of money. They wouldn't keep ordering all these huge, super expensive ships if they weren't. And kudos to them. I'm not faulting anybody. I love cruising. I love what they do. But it's not like giving out, like you said, a fanny pack to platinum and diamond people are like putting them in a bad financial status.
Will G says he says it right here. He says it's a fact. We have to re-earn our status every 2 years.
Yes.
And you look at the financials of it, they wouldn't be building all these new big ships if they. All I'm saying is, this is the crux of it for me. And I get that people are upset about it. Quite frankly, I'm not. I don't give a crap about what color my card is on Carnival. I'll do Carnival. They're fine. They're fun. I've had just as much fun on a Carnival ship as I have a Royal ship or Norwegian ship. I don't have a preference. I wouldn't shy away from Carnival, regardless. But at the end of the day, I'm starting to think about it, and I'm like, listen, y'all can complain and whine all you want. And it's not just Carnival, trust me. These cruise lines will continue to take what they can get until the consumer shows that they're not willing to give what they're taking.
Point. And I truly believe Carnival is looking at it that the cruise industry is booming and we're looking for new customers. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
We're looking for younger, new people that will be with us the next 30 years, whatever.
And that's fine. That's fine.
And then it also could be the new Coke. I mean, they could have a meeting and say, wow, we had no idea we'd get this kind of backlash like the new Coke people got.
Yeah, but let's be honest, though. Yes, they are looking for a new, younger base, maybe, or however you want to say it. But in my opinion, anyone with any business acumen, Big Al would know, and I'm sure there's many others in this chat that would know, turning a blind eye to customers who, listen, I get it. The elite loyal people with Carnival, they got 6 years before it all changes. But if you're trying to build a new base or at least expand upon your base with a new group of cruisers, just don't insult us by saying you've upgraded it. You upgraded nothing. You downgraded everything. and tried to freaking put lipstick on a pig. And poor John Heald has to deal with all this stuff.
Yes,
and
feel
I'm
for
not
that
a
guy.
John Heald sympathizer most of the time. I think he blows a lot of smoke, and I can't stand listening to him complain about YouTubers. That's the way the world works. And if it weren't for the YouTubers, the good ones like Tony and Royal Caribbean Vlog and all the other ones, I don't want to single people out or anything. John Heald, quit complaining about the YouTubers, okay? Just stop. Because most of the time they're accurate. There are people putting out bad information, but they're all over it. They're saying the quiet part out loud, John! The quiet part out loud. The part that you're trying to sugarcoat and brush away with a fanny pack and shot glasses, they're saying in real terms. So just knock it off with your complaints about the YouTubers. If you stop that, maybe I'll take you a little bit more seriously. Yes, there are some YouTubers out there that sensationalize things, but so do you, John. So do you. And quite frankly, your parent company has completely upended the whole loyalty system within Carnival. And for you to think that YouTubers and cruisers alike wouldn't have something to say about it, that's on you, John. So be realistic about it is all I'm asking. And again, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter until the consumer speaks for themselves with their money. It won't change. And quite frankly, if I had to guess, people will get that damn credit card and start buying everything just so they can get a different color card. So at the end of the day, Carnival made the right play. They knew what they were doing. So,
they're all about profits, just like any other company, and I don't blame them for that. It's just I don't feel I'm giving up anything. So if I go back to red, I go back to red. It's like I really don't care. I just don't feel I get anything. It just doesn't faze me. And I agree with Arnold. I mean,
it is a saving.
I booked Norwegian cruises, and people are like, wow, it's kind of expensive, but it's like, it really isn't if you get the drink package. If you get the drink package, if you get Wi-Fi, if you buy one or two specialty dinings, that's all included. So you start breaking it down. I mean, the Carnival drink package, that's the other thing, has gotten, for my 5-night cruise coming up, the drink package is $850 for 2 people.
Well, wait a minute, Larry. This is kind of a very interesting point. And I guess I didn't look at it from this perspective. And let me know what you think, Larry.
Okay.
But Jeffrey Rusnick says loyalty system is gone. Like, in essence, don't look at it as a loyalty system. It has now become a reward system, right? So your loyalty means nothing. But if you spend your money, we will reward you. And there's a difference there, right? Like, we don't care how loyal you've been to us, because if you're a triple titanium, we don't care about that. In order to maintain your status, you need to earn your reward.
Okay, so it should be 2 separate things. So when I go to a Holiday Inn, I have a status and I have points. 2 completely different things. They're completely different. You can have a low status but a lot of points. You can have a high status and not a lot of points. I totally understand that, and I have no problem with that. So the people that sit at a slot machine for 8 hours, I get that they should get some rewards out of that, versus me that's in a casino for 30 to 60 minutes a night. I get it. I don't have a problem with it, but It's two different things. Rewarding people for spending money. So on Royal, again, you can be on your very first cruise and you have a suite. You go up, you drop off your bags, they're immediately taken to your room. You're right on the ship.
You're right, Larry. Sorry. We've gotten a call.
Oh, well, on that note, I'm going to get some ice.
That was a good point, though, Larry. I know he didn't hear me. He took his headphones off, but he makes a good point. Caitlin, how are you?
I'm taking care of a sick baby.
Welcome to motherhood.
Yeah.
Kevin Brubaker says, I hear whimpers. She needs to be held right now.
She just woke up.
Well, you better hold that baby.
That baby has a fever and it's been held all day.
Timothy Walters says, like Janet Jackson said, what have you done for me lately? Caitlin doesn't even know what that song is. Ooh, yeah. Kevin Brubaker says, Eliana needs more cowbell.
Cowbell?
Yep. See, Caitlin doesn't get the reference. This is riveting footage.
Like Taco Bell?
It's a Saturday Night Live skit, Caitlin.
Oh, I don't have cable.
It's from when you were a teenager. Anyway, we were having a discussion about you at the age of 14 and Stella at the age of 14. And I remember how much it used to drive me nuts. The revolving door of boys that was constantly in play. But I'm here to tell you that you can't even hold a candle to the revolving door of boys that Stella has going on. If she goes to the pool, there's a new boyfriend that she'll love forever. But then if she goes to the pool on the other side of town, it's another boyfriend. It's insane. They're savages these days. I can't keep up, and I get in trouble because I'm not nice to these boys.
Maybe this one won't drive through your lawn.
Oh, he was here tonight. That little shnikey that drove through my grass. He was here tonight.
Did you drive through your grass?
I didn't say anything to him. I kept my mouth shut.
You were so scared.
But listen, we're in the midst of a very deep conversation about carnivals. So,
the poop cruise?
No. You're obviously not watching. Larry
I've been in
Bone
bed
drinks
since
spirit.
8 o'clock. What?
Finally! Why aren't you on our beer buddy?
I don't get it.
Everybody, reach out. Beer Buddy, it's a new app. It's super fun. All you do is you click a picture of yourself with what you're drinking. Tells everybody, I'm here to party.
You have any booties?
It says how far away you are from that person.
I'm here to party.
Love you, bye.
Love you, Bird. Love you, Eliana.
Love you, bye, guys.
Yeah, you're here to party. But no, for real, Larry, like a lot of people in the chat have made good points like Beverly Judka. People who cruise will cruise regardless. If status is important to them, they will choose lines that have the most appealing status programs. Agreed.
I agree.
I guess at the end of the day, Garrett Smith, you're right. I didn't like any boyfriend that Caitlin had at first. I get because every single one of them was a douchebag. So it wasn't worth the effort. Yeah, it's true, Garrett. I was just like, here we go. There's another one. I'll admit it. But you know, I love you. You are now my son, so I have to. The rest of them were, douchebags. Anyway, people make good points. Like Garrett, I won't cruise because I watched a documentary about a poop cruise that happened 10 years ago. Garrett, you would have thrived in that situation. You would have been a hero in that situation. You would have been someone out there making sandwiches out of pigeons that happened to land on the deck of the ship. You would have been that guy. That would have been Garrett. He would have been putting on, listen, what I'm trying to say, we need to get Garrett on a cruise because he's that guy that says it's going to sink and we're all going to die a terrible death at the bottom of the ocean. But people are making a lot of good points here. I guess my point, or the thing that stands out to me, the most, and it might just be my opinion, because it's been looming in the back of my head for a while, and not just on Carnival, on our Royal cruises as well. Can't say specifically with Norwegian because they've been pretty consistent. I'm not saying they've been consistently good, but they've been consistent. The cruise lines are giving us less and expecting more. That's what I'm saying. And for you as Carnival to say that you have upgraded the plan to make it more, first, in one side of your mouth, you're saying you're trying to keep up with the demands of the growing loyalty people, and this is why you did it. But on the other side of your mouth, you're saying if you spend more money, you'll maintain your status. That's nonsense. It's nonsense. If the cost of maintaining the loyalty program that you created has become an issue for you, it is not on the consumer to cover that cost. It's on you. It's on you. That's all I'm saying. And I am not surprised in the least that Carnival that's the move they made with their loyalty program, but I wouldn't be surprised at all. I've seen a lot of memes on Facebook saying, look at Royal Caribbean and Norwegian watching Carnival make fools of themselves. Guaranteed, Royal Caribbean and Norwegian are standing back waiting and hoping beyond all hope that the consumer decides to take the big green weenie so that they can do the same thing to you.
Well, you saw MSC. MSC's come out and they'll match any status you have with any cruise line.
See, now, yeah, but that's not sustainable. And I don't mean I'm just saying because MSC can't offer a consistent cruise experience. And that's just my opinion. But from one ship to the next, you don't know what you're going to get. Royal, Norwegian, Carnival, they've established a pretty solid understanding of what you're going to get, aside from, a fight here and there or just a general bad cruise along the way. But like the poop cruise, for example. But it was funny because I read an article today about how MSC helped out, I don't know if it was Carnival or Norwegian, but they helped out another cruise line getting people that got stranded on an excursion back to the ship. And there was a blurb in the article about how, as much as you would like to think that these cruise lines are in competition with each other, really they're all okay as long as they're gaining market share on land-based excursion. So they're more collaborative with each other as separate entities as opposed to competitors. And that makes sense to me. So you can trust me when I tell you that Carnival may have dipped their big toe into the cold waters of alienating those people who may not be around in the next 10 years. And I can guarantee you, Royal and Norwegian are hoping it works out for Carnival. Garrett says, see, tell freaking John. Good night, Garrett. By the way, it's a ship that sank, says Arnold. Nice job. Thanks, Arnold. No ship has ever sank, except for the Titanic. Okay?
Well.
Arnold Crump said Garrett's last cruise was on the coast of Concordia.
Yeah, I was just going to bring that ship up, the Concordia.
Well,
yes.
Oh, wait. Kevin Brubaker says, meanwhile, every Icon cruise has been a poop cruise in the pool since it first started. Where's the documentary on that? Let's talk about Coco Cay. People just crapping in the pool left and right. Kelly Madison has a great point. I cruise to be with my cruising family. Nothing better. Doesn't matter my status or
there's
ship.
so much to say about that.
And that is the truth. That is the absolute truth. Right there, and I'm going to acknowledge it.
Super awesome comment.
I cruise for the experience, but when I choose one, I'm getting away from just picking Royal because I would do it because of the perks that I think are beneficial, and I'm just ready to do other things. I mean, I've done.
Well, what do you know about Margaritaville at Sea's loyalty program?
I know this, that the prices are going way up because that newer one, everybody loves it, and it was a huge bargain, and so they're able to raise their prices. But the one that goes out of Tampa, that's a popular ship now. Same with some of those MSC.
But the 3-day cruises are for the birds.
Well, you do it back to back.
Yeah.
They have some longer ones. You just have to look at their schedules. But I think their theory is they're tying into part of your vacation. So if you'll do a cruise plus some time at land. That's what the Big Red Boat used to do with Disney World. You would get a package with Disney World, and you'd go on the Big Red Boat. So it's there's so many options out there that none of them are bad. I would cruise on any ship, any line, and I would come away with the positives of that experience.
Well, Margaritaville matches casino offers. I'm on a 6-day over New Year's Eve for $360 total for 2, says Tess Almond. But I guess at the end of the day, I can rail on Carnival, and my beef isn't so much their finagling of their stupid loyalty program. That's not really my beef. I don't care. I never got a perk from them. The only perk I ever got from Carnival was sticking close to Sharon from Sharon at Sea to board the ship a couple minutes earlier. Other than that, I really haven't gotten any other perks. At the end of the day, the cruise experience with friends and what we might call family, when we talk about the coop and our friends that we've built along the way, Carnival's loyalty program has nothing to do with that. If Carnival's loyalty program would shy you away from cruising with friends that you love and dear, that's not Carnival's problem. That's your problem. But I say all that to say that I have noticed, and I wish other people would agree or at least stand up with me, that Carnival, most of all, has been the cruise line that has made the move to give you less for more, because they know you'll tolerate it and because their bookings show that. So my point is, if you're going to cruise and you're cruising to be with friends, it really doesn't matter as far as loyalty points go, right? If you're the type of person that spends a lot of money in the casino and calls it a free cruise when you get a cruise from all the money you spent in the casino, then yeah, I get that. That makes sense. But if you're just trying to hang out with your friends, the loyalty program doesn't affect you one way or the other, right? But if the consumer's willing to put up with it, you can bet the person taking the money is willing to take it. And they are getting more and more creative. If you look at my thumbnail for this live stream, you'll see the chicken is funny, I guess, but the chicken is the coop and any other cruise person. They are shaking you down to get more of that money because they know there are people who cruise very often on Carnival with the very specific agenda. We'll eat in the buffet. We won't get the drink package, but we'll build up our loyalty status and barely spend anything on the ship once we get on board. They're aware of that. And they're trying to, remove them from the mix. All I'm saying is to take away somebody's status that they earned based on a previous version of your loyalty is ridiculous. And who am I to say it? If people are still going to book, they can do whatever the hell they want. So if you're a consumer that's willing to accept it, then accept it and shut the cluck up. Don't say anything. You got nothing to say. If you're still going to do it and book and cruise with Carnival, you can't complain about it. It's kind of like when you vote. Right?
I agree. You don't like it, go to a different cruise line.
Show Carnival.
Go to a different cruise line.
Show
don't
the other,
complain.
Yeah.
Just say, they upset me. No, I'm cruising Holland, America. Oh, it's still Carnival. But
the same people that are searching for that different colored card are the same ones that take joy in calling John Heald a big fat loser. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
They're just as bad as the cruise line. They're not, like, take stock of what's happening. Do you want to go on that Carnival cruise? Is the loyalty program crap? Yes. Are you still willing to do it? Yes. Then quit complaining about it, because until you stop, until the consumer says we've had enough. Dude, 5 years ago, 7 years ago, the cruise experience, man, everybody knew your name. You would go on the cruise ship. There was value there. Your room steward was great. They called you by name. They were there twice a day. I don't need it twice a day, but they were there twice a day. The food was spectacular. Service, spectacular. Now, there's been times when I've been treated by the staff, like, in my opinion, across all the mid-level lines, Carnival, Royal, Norwegian, I don't know anything about MSC, but I won't say it. The experience is declining since COVID. It's not it's not the exclusive type of vacation. Put it this way, the value for your cruise experience in 2017, based on what you paid then and what you got, based on now and what you pay and what you get, has shrunk. Has shrunk. And we've allowed it to happen. And COVID showed the cruise lines, we could give them crap and they'll take it. We could give them a damn turd on a stick and call it a corn dog. They'll eat it. If we continue to do that, we'll continue to get what we get.
But I mean, again, the big three are making record profits.
Right.
So I think they're pulling in new customers that don't know. Here's my thing. I started cruising. My first cruise was 1995. You have no idea what you got back then. There was no specialty restaurants. Everything you got was like every night was like a specialty restaurant. You would have the maitre d' come around and make Cherry's Jubilee right at your table.
Oh, I forgot about that. Cherry's Jubilee.
We paid way more. I did a 7-day cruise to Bermuda from New York in 1995. I had a room with a window because there were no balconies, and it was like close to $4,000 for 2 people. So the value is still out there. It is really still out there. But again, I always say this to people. If you want that experience, you have to do specialty dining.
Arnold brings up a good point, though. Arnold is speaking to what I'm saying, though. Like, in 2017, there was no such thing as someone like Victor. For those of you who don't know, Victor was our server on the Coop Cruise. Victor was an a-hole. It was unfathomable to have a server like Victor in 2017. True. But now it's an absolute possibility. But you know, a lot of people are commenting in the chat you know, they don't want the old cruisers. They want the new cruisers because they know the new cruisers will accept what they're willing to freaking do.
They have nothing to base it on.
Yeah.
Right.
But
they have nothing to base it on.
Yeah. But that's, again, in my opinion, I don't think the cruise industry will ever go back to what it was. And I think it would be an interesting experiment for someone who had the patience and the wherewithal to do it. But I'll bet if you surveyed people, like high status people on the big three now, and took it back, you know, pre-COVID, and, you know, had them rate their cruise experience, and then fast forward 15 years from now and see what it is, I guarantee that us, the loyal cruisers that chose cruising because of its value for the money, it's not going to be a good opinion. They're turning cruising into but you know what? The all-inclusive resorts started it. They're the ones who went to crap first. And the cruise lines saw that they were successful in giving less for more, and they're doing the same thing. Guaranteed, 10 years from now, the cruising experience will not be elevated. Put it that way. Like, it won't be something that you feel like is an exclusive experience, you know, something that really gives you your value for your money. And quite frankly, if they keep tweaking the loyalty system as a cruiser, it's like, why even bother? Right? Like, you know, I've been loyal to Carnival, but there's no perks there. What's the damn point? Might as well go to Vietnam and take that trip, or might as well go to Australia for a week. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's gonna come a point where cruising and land-based vacations start to get closer and closer, and that's when the cruise lines will start lowering the fare. That's what'll happen. But will the experience improve? Probably not. They know we'll just take whatever we get. Anyway, beach party, Vietnam, surfing with the Viet Cong, says Kevin Brubaker. Larry, at the end of the day, am I speaking out of turn? And you don't have to sugarcoat it, but like, do you agree with me that the cruise experience is not the same? It has declined since COVID?
Well, I'll agree with you on...
Charlie, don't surf.
I'll agree with you on some parts of it, but the quality of the ships are just...
Fair enough.
Just keep coming out. So, I mean, if you saw the little dinghy I went on my first cruise, A Song of America.
That's a good point.
You'd be like, who the hell would ever cruise that ship now? So the quality of the ships is just... I mean, how many people say it? I go on a certain cruise for I could care less about the itinerary, like the Icon. I would go on the Icon and I could care less what stops it has. I'm going there for the ship. So that's where they've really, really improved on.
I get that. And that makes sense. That does make sense to me.
And I'm not a foodie, so I don't get caught up in the food too much like other people, but
like me.
I mean,
you
again,
can say it
we were just on the Mariner, and how was the service on that ship?
It was great.
Unbelievably great.
I don't have complaints, but
miss.
My service on Mariner in 2018 was way better than what we had on Bromania. I can tell you that. It was, hello, Mr. Clayco. You know, I
understand. I know. I understand all that, but honestly, for some people, it just that's not a big deal.
Right, and Carnival is well aware of that.
Right.
And they're willing to hedge their bet on that. And if the consumer's willing to fork out that cash to maintain that status for a freaking fanny pack and a couple drinks, then Carnival was right all along. But if you ask me, I think the Coupe Cruise 2026 should be at an all-inclusive resort. And we'll take boats out every day. I'm just saying, we could make a real statement by making the Coupe Cruise 2026 an all-inclusive, we would call it the no status cruise. And I'll ship a rowboat out there and I'll take everybody on a excursion. You know what I'm saying? I'm being hyperbolic there, but
when
I'm
they
just saying.
Zag.
Yeah.
You do something different. Nothing against that, but hey, we did the Las Vegas experience.
We're going to do an all-inclusive resort in St. Louis at the ice rink.
Yeah.
Larry's going to give clinics
zone.
every morning on proper way to box out the net.
Yeah, that would go over well.
Kelly says it's a great idea. Kelly Madison. Trevor wants to know if we can fit that many people in our houses. Private islands need a bit of work. No toilet paper. Well, I guarantee you this, General Cruz. it won't be long before Carnival and Royal start charging land-based people to take a ferry across to stay at Coco Cay. I guarantee it. Guarantee it. They're going to snatch the money where they can get it. Guarantee it. Coco Cay will have a hotel before long.
Okay, I got, kind of
Linda
a royalist. I
Estem
got to throw
says,
this out there
testing
too.
chat. I see your chat.
Hey, when you've been on a royal ship and you had the drink package and you went to Coco Cay, were your drinks included?
Yes.
How about Carnival with their new place? Are drinks included?
No.
No. Minimal food. So I just think Carnival's a little bit of a renegade out there, and they're just looking at every way possible to make that extra profit.
Yeah, but like
you said, they're going to keep doing it as long as people keep booking the cruises.
And I guarantee you, Royal and Norwegian is hoping that bet pays off so they can do the exact same thing. And I promise you, if it does happen, it won't be long before they turn a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and grill it and call it gourmet in the MDR. I'm telling you, I am telling you, it's not going up. I do not see a scenario in which the cruise lines decide to expend more money to improve your cruise experience. It's always going to be the opposite. And you're going to spend more and get less, which was the whole point of my thumbnail this evening. We don't have a loyalty program. Hell, you didn't get crap to begin with, and you're not going to get any more than that after. So quite frankly, our loyalty program is freaking fantastic.
Has not gone down in quality.
Yeah, I mean, we don't even have one, but maybe we should have people sign up just for fun. Jeffrey Rosnack, Carnival will be the first line to be out of debt, saving so much. No, they're all carrying debt. Trust me on that. They're all carrying debt. But Larry, you did make a good point earlier, like the ships, do have something to do with that. But then again, for someone like me, and this is just me, I enjoy good food. I enjoy good service. Throw me on a brand new ship. If you treat me like crap and serve me a freaking nasty Carnival shrimp cocktail, I'm not going to be happy, right? That being said, Mardi Gras, I love that shit.
Me too.
And that's my only experience with like a new class with Carnival. But I don't know. The way I see it, like, I've never liked the mega ships. They're too crowded. The staff is overwhelmed, and over time they become jaded and get angry with the crew, like the get. I don't know. I think 2026 Coupe Cruise should be a land-based vacation. What do you think, Larry?
In French Lick, Indiana.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was just going to say. We'll make it in French. I swear to you, that's what I was just going to say. I'm joking. It will be a cruise. I'm kidding. But it won't be like, I'm not going to make any statements here. Larry, sum it up for us. It's time to go. We've been live for a long time, and I feel like we talked about everything.
I'm glad you're feeling better, I'll tell you that. You were not sounding too good there for a while, so I'm glad you're feeling better. I'm sorry I missed last week because of tryouts, but
no, Larry, even if you would have been available, I would have.
I don't have too many parents hating me yet.
When does the season start?
We start practicing in August, around first week of August. So we basically, it's a long story short, pick the teams and you get the month of July off. It's a weird thing, but that's the way it works. So
I meant to ask in the chat, and he's probably gone now. I know Mr. Z had made a few comments and made a few posts. What is the current status of Lindy Lou? Can anybody update me?
I can just say the last I heard from him is she got put back on a ventilator.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's the
Nancy
last
says
I've
there's
heard.
been a lot of crud going around. I had quite cruise crud. I'm certain, I know I had COVID. I know that for a fact. Whether I got it at the volleyball tournament or on the cruise, I don't know, but I had COVID twice before that with very minimal symptoms. Boy, oh boy, Larry, this particular, like, I can't taste anything. I can't smell anything.
That is so bizarre.
It's the
I've had
worst.
it about 6 times and I never lost my taste or smell.
Yeah,
But
I never lost it either.
When I would get it, it would linger for about a month, where I just felt like I had a month-long cold. But I haven't had it for a long time, and
that's how it was
stays
for
that
me.
way.
Like like I would get in the throes of it, and I'd feel like crap, and then all of a sudden I'd get better. But then, like a day or two later, it would come back, and it would be worse.
It's bad stuff.
Scott McNeil, I don't think I acknowledged you this evening. We were just yapping away. But he says I'll be on the Mardi Gras for the Transatlantic in October.
Oh,
with
that
Larry
sounds
and
really
Elaine.
good.
Yeah,
Oh,
Larry and Elaine
even better.
Thomas. You can't cruise with a better couple.
Oh, they're awesome.
On one of our lives, Richard said that she's back to square one. Yeah. Lindy Lou still needs prayers. Like, the whole situation, it's just mind-blowing. But we pray for Lindy, and we pray for Mr. Z, too, who's really been in the thick of it from the beginning. And, you know, it wasn't that long ago that Lindy Lou was here in the chat talking to us after all of her problems. So, yeah. We pray for Miss Lindy Lou. But,
Yes, my thoughts are out to her.
so, yeah, we will make an announcement next week for the Coop Cruise before Wednesday. That's my promise to you. Whether you can go or whether you cannot is completely up to you. Whatever we do come up with will probably upset some people based on Royal Caribbean's cancellation policy. Because if you book it, you gotta go. But we will have that announcement before Wednesday of next week. Now, whether or not I will be able to go live next week.
Me too.
But the following week, I will be in Philadelphia for training for work. So I will not.
The following week, I'll be packing my bags because I fly out to Miami on the 10th. But I am definitely available next Wednesday, July the 2nd.
Well, yeah, but if you're on a cruise that following week, you should just do the live stream
No,
on
if
your
you're-
own. No, do it on your own from the ship.
July. No, I leave. The cruise doesn't leave till the 12th. I'm going 2 days early to Miami.
Oh, yeah. So July 4th is a Friday.
It's Friday, yeah,
So the 12th,
is when I embark the ship.
yeah, so the 13th you'll be on the ship. That's a Wednesday, right?
16th, yes.
So you could just do the live stream from the ship.
I could, and I could have, a fellow cruiser sit next to me.
I think you should.
You never know.
I'll be able to watch. I just won't be able to go live because I'm staying at an Airbnb in the freaking sticks of Pennsylvania.
Where in Pennsylvania? What's the nearest city?
About 40 miles northwest of Philadelphia.
Okay. All right. Well, it's been good being back. I'll tell you that. I gotta go to my shipmate. My countdown is like getting very exciting.
Can I tell you, Larry? I don't even have
16 days. 16 days. I'll be cruising.
I don't even have my next. There is no cruise booked in my future at the moment.
This is funny. This is so funny. That reminds me, because I'm platinum on Carnival, I get to check in at midnight tonight. So I have to stay awake for another hour and a half.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. Hey, by the way,
oh,
I meant to bring this up, and I will do this in the morning, but we need to change the group chat. Romania. We need to. We need to make that work out.
No, I know what you mean. Yes.
So.
Yes, I hear you.
Tess Alman says, good night, guys. Enjoyed it. T-minus 113 days for Tess.
Good for you, Tess.
What is Nobles? Isn't that a hot dog?
I don't know.
Any chance of a 2027 Coop Cruise announcement? Yes. Crazy Cat Traveler? As a matter of fact, that announcement will be before fall. So that the 2027 Coop Cruise will be announced before fall of this year. We've actually discussed this at length. Good night, Nautical Nurse Nancy. Sorry, I know you guys were live last night. I was out in my yard in the dark trying to fix a sprinkler head that my neighbor's friends ran over. Anyway, Larry, bring your butt down here, up here.
All right. I'll work on it.
We can golf.
Sounds good.
I need available weekend from Larry.
I'll work on it tomorrow.
Are you going to? I want date.
I'm saying late July.
Okay, perfect.
When I get back from my cruise, I have nothing going on for a few weeks.
Yeah.
I can make it happen.
Come for a weekend. We'll play a couple of the good courses.
Sounds good.
Because there's some crazy ones up here, Larry.
I know. You're in God's country up there.
Yep. I miss the days, though, when you used to golf every day.
I'm going to get back in the swing of it a bit. We went from so much rain to such bad heat, and I had cruises, but I'm going to get back in the swing, at least try to play 3 times a week.
Well, I will tell you this, Larry. I've gotten a lot of golf advice in my life. There's 2 things that you have said to me when we've golfed together that have stuck in my brain and have helped me through the years that we've known each other. The very first one.
Don't throw your club.
The very first one, you said, I can see the veins in your arms bulging out. Stop freaking gripping the club like that.
You're squeezing the club.
Yeah, that was the first one. And it's a huge difference maker. Absolutely. But the second one was when you told me to put that ball in the back of my stance when I was trying to hit a draw. And that has worked 100% of the time, every time.
Good.
So.
Well, I need to give you a few more tips.
Yeah, that's why I want you to come down here.
Right.
As much as I'd love to fellowship with you, I need your expertise. Get your butt down here, Larry.
We'll go back to Founders.
We could do that. That was a fun
I
night.
love that place. I love that place.
Yep. Maybe get Arnold to come with us.
All right.
He might
Sounds like a
run
plan.
there from my house, quite frankly.
Yeah.
All right, listen, everybody. I'm not allowed to play the song I used to play, so here's what I'm going to do. La 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 la. It's Christmas in June.
Yeah.
I can't play my good night song. They take.
I like this one.
They take the monetization out because I don't know, the person removed their song. Whatever. Good night, everyone. Be nice to each other online. I know a lot of things are happening in the world right now, but it ain't stopping Carnival from reaching in your pocket. I kid. Just remember, if you're nice, no one can blame you. Am I right?
You got that right. Good night, everybody.
Good night.